Let's do this. Next up, we have Rampant original mix hardcore by Acid Notation, I guess from Geometry Dash, not official soundtrack, but one of the unofficial ones. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I am a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what is happening here in this song musically. If you're watching this on the video archive, in the video later on, whenever this gets published, and this sounds good to you, don't forget to follow the channel, subscribe, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, notifications on, comment, all that good stuff. Keep in mind, this is recorded live on stream on a single take, which means I will be pausing a lot. I will be pausing a lot because I'm going to be explaining things as I pick them up. I'm going to be noting things and pointing things out as I pick them up. Full song will be linked down in the description if you want to go and listen to the whole thing without me interrupting. And of course, this is one single take, which means I might stumble upon my words here or there. It's just what happens. All right, so let's do this. Let's get started with Rampant original mix. Let's go. Let's see what you got here. Ooh, nice. Alright, let me pause right there so that I can pick up what has just happened. So we started with a very, very faint, strong, very, very fast creeping in of this synth. We go right away. Now, yeah, this is hardcore. This is hardcore stuff. We're having a... Thank you for the follow. Sophie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the mosh pit. So we're having now immediately this very strong drum and bass thing going right here. But at the same time, this bass is giving us our motif. Our motif, the motif, of course, being the smallest version of the musical idea that you can have, the seed from which everything else comes from, right? So... most famous motif of all time from the best composition, speaking in terms of craftsmanship, is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Bum, 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 bum. That's it. That is the motif. And Beethoven composes 45 minutes of music based on that alone. He just stretches it out for 15 minutes. You know, bum 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 bum. It just continues going like that for 45 minutes. All the movements of that symphony are based off of that. So we just heard our motif from Acid Notation over here from the bass. That is fairly unusual. That is fairly unusual for an artist to give you the melody on the bass. Usually you want your melody to be a little bit more standout in the sense of, middle and higher ranges. However, this is an electronic song. You want this to be hardcore, and there isn't really anything else playing right now other than the drums. So this is going to give us the chance to actually check that motif and actually embrace it, because one of the things you want to be careful with when it comes to music is exposing people to too many ideas at the same time. This is a mistake that genres such as gent, jazz, and whatever the hell polyphia is, makes, is that they introduce too many ideas way too quickly, and they don't give people the time to familiarize themselves with the music. And the problem is we are fairly simple creatures as human beings, so getting exposed to way too many ideas at the same time can feel overwhelming, and what's going to happen with that? You're just going to click away. Especially nowadays, right? So there is a very, very delicate balance to have right there. Hell yeah, Sophie. So yeah, let's continue. Let's see where we go for this. So yeah, drum and bass, snare, repeat the motif. Oh, I like this. So we start off the first 25 or so seconds engaging in motific development in one of the most simplest ways you can do, which is repetition. This sounds like such an obvious concept, right? Just repeat the same thing over and over. However, now we are introducing something else. We are introducing a second layer with a delay. We are still technically engaging in repetition, but in an academic sense, because we had the initial melody, right? Like, it goes kind of like this, and then what we are doing is now we repeated this a couple of times, and now we are having a second set doing basically the same thing, just a tiny bit later. This is called canonic imitation. It's doing imitation. We have a second line, a second layer now going up above, now in the higher register. It sounds like a synth, sounds almost like a bells, sounds almost like a doorbell kind of thing, and it's going there and it's technically repeating what the first bass is doing, but it's doing it at a tiny delay. So now it goes from being simple repetition to canonic imitations. Of course, a canon is a way of doing counterpoint. A counterpoint, of course, being when you have more than one melody that works together in tandem with another melody. Usually it's going to be independent melodies, but then there's the canon. A canon is something that is based on repetition. That is the whole thing. So you will have the most famous canon that exists is Row Your Boat. Row your boat. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. But if you have people start singing at different points, you get a canon, because it is built so that each repetition that you start, the rest continue going, and you just slowly build a chorale based on the exact same line. We're doing something like that. Yar, welcome to today. How you doing, matey? How you doing? So, yes, so if you ever want an exercise in that, thank you for the follow, welcome to the mosh pit. If you ever want an exercise in canon, just sing row, row, row your boat with 3 people is more than enough. So, one person starts row, row, row your boat. When the next person starts gently down the stream, the second person starts row, row, row your boat. When the next person reaches gently down the stream, the next one starts over, and you get a canon. And the concept of that in a smaller sense, in a smaller structure or scale in this case, is canonic imitation. We're not engaging in a full-on canon over here, but we are taking the concept of the canon, extrapolating that, and introducing it in these smaller melodies, so that we can have this cool sense of echoing, right? Especially because it's now panned, so the main bass line is on both ears, but the second melody is on the right ear. So let's continue. And yeah, copyright is annoying. Alright, we stop both. Silence. Bass is there. I think this might be an inversion. It's either an inversion, a retrograde, or a retrograde inversion. The whole concept is that this is... No, it's a variation. It's none of those. It's just a variation. So now we are engaging in a slight variation of the motif. We are adding adornments, so to speak, to the motif, adding a couple extra notes here and there, but the motif is almost the same. Almost the exact same as what we had been playing, but now, of course, we took everything away and everything. Exclamation point, how to SR to get the full instructions. So, let's see here. So, what was I saying? Yes, so we have this whole thing, and of course, one of the most powerful things that you have as a musician is silence. The transition here, how do you go from being this insanely hard-going, almost overwhelming concept over here, and how do you transition to the next one? You want to use some silence. And here we use the term that I like to call it going off the ramp, that we're going. How do you then reset the intensity? You take away the drums. Take away the drums and just let that go off. So let's see where this goes. Cool. I'm not going to check Discord right now, by the way. Similar creeping, but a lot slower. Similar creeping to what we had in the intro. Drums are coming back in. With another melody. Oh! I love that about electronic music. It's such a cool thing how you can just cut the hit the kill switch. It's a kill switch. That's what it is. So in music, there is the concept of the kill switch. What a kill switch does, it is something that mainly guitars have, but electronic music is where it really shines. Yes, video game music, yes. So let's say this is your sound file, right, with your sound waves and everything. And what the kill switch does is that let's say here's the volume, right? Here's the volume. And when you hit the kill switch, it completely mutes. It turns off the volume for the track. And when you let go of the kill switch, it goes back up to where it was. And this is really cool. Like an artist that really uses kill switches really well outside of electronic music is Buckethead with his stuff. So, oh yeah, you need to watch in at least for 10 minutes. You need 100 points. You get those for free, by the way. So basically, you get to do that, right? So what EDM artists have done is extrapolate that concept, and you basically use it to chop away at the sound wave, at the sample that you have, and you get this like fading in and out, like it's blinking or flickering kind of thing. Of course, now we went back to the drum and bass. Let's see where I think this might be a recapitulation. Let's hear it. Okay, so now the bass is doing that second version of the motif, the first variation, I guess we could call it, of the motif. Yeah, first variation of the motif, and it's just doing imitation. Yeah. Okay, first up and down, yep. We introduced another variation here. I love this. We are doing call and response with a second variation of the motif. So we have a second variation of the motif over here, and we start a call and response between two other synths. I love this. So call and response is what we just heard. One instrument does one thing, followed by another one doing something else, and it can be anything. This time we're doing an imitation call and response. They're just saying the same thing. They're just repeating themselves one after the other. Yes, 100 points. You get 50 for every 5 minutes that you watch the stream. So, continue. And now, 3 more. Oh, it's really cool. Another variation. So another variation. It seems like this time we are elongating the first note and then doing the rest of it. So by the way, the concept, there's another concept over here, right? We're getting a lot of really good concepts when it comes to counterpoint. So the concept of elongation is the idea of taking something and stretching it proportionately, right? The opposite of this is reduction. So elongation, what we just heard, the first note is just going a little bit longer now, and then the rest of the motif is happening kind of at the pace that it should be. And if we were to do a reduction, things would go faster, that kind of thing. So, Mutation's pretty cool, though it hasn't uploaded in 5 years. That's sad. But hey, this is really good. So there you go. So now we're having small variations with these tiny details that are different. So we're either adding a couple of extra notes, or we're elongating, we're reducing, we're inverting. Inversion, of course, is when you do a, let's say this is the motif. An inversion would be to do a mirror image, but upside down. If we were to do this the other way, it would be a retrograde. If we were to do the idea backwards, it would be a retrograde. But I think this time we've had some inversion. We're having some small details with elongation. It's really cool. Yes, Mars, every round. Every round. We go back to one of the variations. Really cool. Oh, so now we go back to basically the original motif, but now we are allowing the drums, the bass drum, to interrupt the sound of the motif, giving us this spliced version of like this kill switch of the motif, this kill switched version of the motif. It sounds different, even though melodically this is the same thing. It's just, again, the whole concept of electronic music being able to interrupt itself like this. Yeah, it makes it sound like it's stuttering. Yes, that's a really good way to put it. I won't believe what genre. We'll see. Let's see. So we're going back to canonic imitation. Really cool. Ooh, interesting way of swapping around, taking away the drums again, and now we bring a piano. So, to an extent, we have been doing, structurally speaking, we started with it wasn't even an intro, we just jumped straight into A section. We had that little break in the moment where everything kind of got taken away. Then we got B section. We got this little break into this. So these are more overarching things because these are fairly long sections. We just did A section again, a variation of A section, so we can call that A prime. And now it seems we're having another little break. I like these like chunks of breaks where we might be going to C. Let's see where this goes. Nice, Stalker, nice. Yep, this is. I think that might be a variation of the retrograde inversion, because instead of the arc going down and then up, the arc is going up and then down. Oh no, I see what we did. We cut because the way this thing was mostly going is we're going. Down, then up, then down, then up. That's kind of the overall shape we're getting. But right now, what we are doing is we are having up, then down, then interrupted, up, down, up, down. So basically, we took this little section over here, which was supposed to be, let's say, this little section over here. We cut it in half, and we turned this one backwards. And then we inverted this. So this sounds to me like a variation of a retrograde inversion because we're playing the motif backwards, but we kept part of it in the regular way. We just kept just one set of notes playing the right way in the retrograde, but it's giving us this really cool kind of like a stutter or hesitation. This is really, really cool. There you go. Oh, yeah, there's a C. C. Okay, this is it. I am calling it now. I'm calling this a Rondo. That was an incredible drop. I'm gonna want to listen to that again. But yeah, I'm calling this a Rondo right away. We got section A, then section B, then back to section A prime, now to section C. Structurally, this is so far a Rondo. If we go back to section A and then outro, it's a Rondo. It's a Rondo straight up. Let's see. Rondo a la acid. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just listen to that. Real cool. Oh, it's really cool. Yeah, and it sounds like now, in the background mostly, we are having that retrograde motif now. Variations. Yeah, this is really good motific variation, man. Let's see. Variation of the retrograde, I think. And once again with the canonic imitation. This is so cool. Acid Notation found a small idea that worked. You have the motif, you have this really cool drum kick, like going on, and we have been applying the exact same concept 3 times in a row, and the difference has been the development of the motif. That has been the difference. So, no, not the exact same concept, because first time was canonic imitation, second time was call and response, and now we're going back to canonic imitation. It's one of those things that you take very simple concepts and you just explore them in depth. This is a really good example of motific development. You were completely right. Zelnik, welcome to the day. Break, nice. It's really cool. So, we got this. Oh. And back to A! Back to A! There you go! A prime maybe double prime, we'll see. Double prime, there you go! Oh, this is so good! Yep, A double prime. Call and response. It's a Rondo. Oh my god! Oh, this is so good! Joseph, welcome to today. Yeah, we've entered the outro. This is flat out an outro. We're doing a revisiting of the motif. We're speeding things up. We're turning up the ante. Yeah, this is an outro. This is almost a pure Rondo. Yeah, bring it back to the first one. How are you gonna end it? Oh, and you ended with a half cadence. Okay, so I love this. Oh, this was so good. So this was a Rondo through and through. We had then the outro. There you go. So a Rondo is a structure, which means to go around. So we had section A, then we go to section B, contrasting, and this is so well done. I can tell Acid Notation went to music school, because this is as academic as it gets. When you make different sections, you want some sort of variation in between them, but you don't want the material to be completely unrelated. This was, the fact that everything came from the one motif was insane. Everything about this song, this track, a song is when it has lyrics, about this track came from this one motif. It was a single motif that gave us 5 minutes of music, and the motif was what, 2.5 seconds? Maybe 5? If we count the whole repetition of it. So yeah, 2 to 5 seconds of motif gave us 5 minutes of music. So we had section A, section B, back to A with a slight variation, to C, back to A with another variation, and then outro. Very simple, straightforward, absolutely a Rondo, which is to go around. And just absolutely insane how good this track was. I really liked it. I really liked it. This was amazing. It was amazing. So there you go. That was Rampant Original Mix Hardcore by Acid Notation. Oh my god, what a track. What a track. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I am a professionally trained musician, a composer, and I hope I have explained things to you in a way that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what has happened here. If you like this video, thank you for watching. First of all, if you're watching the video archive, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow whatever name you want to use, like the video, share the video, comment, notifications, all that good stuff. If you want to listen to this uninterrupted, I will be linking it down below so you can listen to it in your own time as much as you want. If you want to request a song and you're not watching this on the live stream, you need to go to the Discord channel. There is a LFA requests channel in the Discord where we have you just need to drop the link there. I will review it over the weekend, and then add it to the offline requests that we have, which are more long-term kind of thing. Also, if you want to watch this live on stream, the schedule is available on both the Twitch channel and the Discord server, all showing in your local time zone so that you don't need to calculate time zones. So yeah, follow the gaming channel, because we have a gaming channel where we just do the Let's Plays that we do on the stream in the after show and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, and we'll be doing another one. Rampant original mix, hardcore acid notation. This was awesome. But yeah, let's